Hi there, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, welcome! I hope you'll consider following my channel because as my channel name says, I'm a Disney fan and I'm in Japan, which means I'll be sharing a lot of content that gives an insider's look on things like a Japan Disney store, local events, collaborations, and even Tokyo Disney related information. Basically, I'll be sharing about the Disney scene in Japan because Japan takes Disney to a whole other level. So if you're interested or curious about any of those things, I hope you'll consider subscribing. For today's video, I'll be doing a haul, but it will be a very character-specific haul, and the star of today's video will be Dumbo. Because of the new live-action movie, there's been a huge push recently on Dumbo merchandise in the Japan Disney stores, which makes me super happy because elephants are one of my favorite animals, and it's Dumbo. Early disclaimer, a lot of the merchandise I'll be showing in this video is Japan exclusive, so unfortunately that means you can't really get it outside of Japan. But if you're curious about how Dumbo is depicted in Japan, especially in their merchandise, I think you'll be pretty happy about this video. Now the funny thing is, I have never owned a single Dumbo merchandise before coming to Japan. Now you probably know that Japan takes their Disney merch to a whole other level, especially when it comes to the realm of Kawaii. And Dumbo just happens to be one of the many characters that Japan likes to transform into a Kawaii concept. So you might be thinking that the Dumbo that you'll see in this video looks a little different than how he's usually depicted in stores. That's because he is Kawaii Dumbo, so just keep that in mind. On top of that, some of the items that I'll be showing are no longer sold in the Japan Disney stores. These are items that I've been collecting over the years, but there are a few that I've purchased very recently, and that is in line with the recent merchandise release that goes along with the promotion of the live-action movie. First up in the lineup is this Tsumtsum Dumbo coin case. I don't really want to show the Tsumtsum because I'm sure that many of you have already seen it before, so I'm skipping that and showing this one first. He's a lot smaller than the Tsumtsum and about 2/3 of the size, but he basically has the same characteristics of the Dumbo Plush. What is different is that, of course, as a coin purse, he comes with a zipper, and at the end of the zipper, it is a pink circus ball. You pull it open, and the inside is a beautiful peach coral, which I think matches his ears. Yes, it does match his ears. And here you have the official ufufi tag, complete with the rainbow. And that is as far as it goes for this little coin purse. Next up is this plush that I got way back when one of the department stores held an exhibition to celebrate the 110th anniversary of Walt Disney. Not the Walt Disney Company, but his birthday. A lot of the characters were depicted in this particular art style, which is almost like a 2D drawing kind of art style, and Dumbo was one of the characters released as a plush. Here he is, up close. You can see that compared to the Afufi, their styles are quite different, and this one is a little less kawaii, if I must say. And he's not wearing his usual red and yellow collar. They kind of changed it up to this yellow and burgundy. What I especially find charming about this particular plush are the blush lines that they have here. As I mentioned before, this art style was supposed to resemble that of like a drawing kind of style. So this is essentially how you would sketch on the blush marks when you draw 2D characters. And his eyebrows are also that of sketch lines. And here's what he looks like at the back. All of their plushes came with this heart charm, and there is an initial D for, of course, Dumbo, and his tail is a little nub right here. I thought this was a really unique concept. Following the same line of keychain plushes, and this came out last year, a couple of months ago. Dumbo was just one of many pastel characters, and for me, when I first saw this, I thought this was so not Dumbo-like. This looks so far from what he usually looks like, but this is what I mean by the kawaii concept. This is like the perfect example of kawaii. So let's take a closer look at him. He has eyelashes. This is what I really love about this plush. The eyelashes just make it for me. The eyelashes and the blush. This is so cute. I don't think you can ever see something like this in the North American or European stores because this is so kawaii. This is so Japanese. And then of course you have his red collar here, his two big floppy ears, his yellow hat. And if you turn him to the side, you can see that his trunk is a little bent because it looks like he's supposed to be raising his trunk towards his face. And if you can see really closely that there is some stitching here or embroidery to make out a smile. And then there's more embroidery down here to show his nails. He's posing in like a sitting kind of position. Here is his back. He has a much shorter tail compared to the last one I just showed you. He is super soft. He is so fluffy, so soft. It's like petting a cloud. If you compare the two of them side by side, you can see that this one is clearly a lot more kawaii and this one is a lot more simple. And I feel like this one here is more in tune with the style that they have in the North American and European stores. So hopefully this gives you a better idea of how Japan takes Disney characters to the kawaii level. And last but not least, but is basically the pièce de résistance from my Dumbo collection. Going back to the recent promotion of Dumbo merch in line with the new live action movie, Japan Disney Store released a new line of Dumbo Tsum Tsums, and to my great surprise, I didn't think they would be doing something like this. A Dumbo Unibear. So first let's take a look at the new Dumbo Tsum Tsums. There are only 3 of them that were released, 2 of them being Dumbo and 1 of them being Timothy Mouse. The Timothy Mouse Tsum Tsum looks a lot like the one that was released in the North American and European stores, the one that was part of the Dumbo Bags for Tsum set. What's more exciting are the 2 new Dumbo Tsum Tsums that were released. What I really like about these 2 new Dumbos are that they have winking faces, which I think makes them a lot cuter. The regular Dumbo Tsum has Dumbo holding that magic black feather. That's about it for as far as that Tsum goes. I didn't pick up Timothy Mouse or Magic Feather Dumbo because I thought they looked too much like past Tsum Tsums or wasn't unique enough, which means of the 3 Tsums that were released, I picked up only 1, and that is the Clown Dumbo. And here he is in all his cute glory. Oh, his ears are covering his face, so let me just pull that aside. But look how adorable he is. I really like these ears because you can go peekaboo, peekaboo with them. So this is the Tsum that I was most excited for, Dumbo Clown Tsum. And if you follow Tsums or collect Tsums, you probably know that this is not the first time that a Dumbo Clown Tsum has been released. And I have that one, so I will fish him out to compare that and this Tsum later. But first, let's take a look at this Tsum in greater detail. What I really like about this Tsum is that a lot of his key features are stitched on. They're not printed on. So here we have very gold embroidery for his eyebrows. Then you have here his little circus hat. And I especially like how there's a pink pom-pom on the top. Here embroidered around his neck is the yellow ribbon that he wears as part of his costume. Then at the back you have this little rump and his tail, which is essentially like a string or rope. So this is Japan Dumbo Tsum Tsum. Let me fetch the other Tsum Tsum to compare. And right off first impression, you can see some big differences, most notably in the color scheme. So the Japan version has white makeup, while the Western version has a peach or beige color. They both still have the pink tipped nose. It's kind of hard to see, but this I believe is a lot more coral and this one is a lot more pink. They both still have blush points here. The other big difference are the eyes. This one has black eyes and the Western version has very baby blue eyes. They both still have stitched on golden eyebrows. They have the little circus hat with the little pink pom-pom on top. The other major difference are the ears. Japan Dumbo's ears are basically flat and they are 1 layer, while this one has almost like 2 layers because they have 2 layers of cloth stitched on together, giving these ears a lot more 3D-like effect. Also, the shape of the ears are very different. This one is a lot more narrow and smaller, while the Western one is a lot wider and larger. They both have that yellow ribbon, which almost looks the same, but I believe this one is a little thicker than the Japan one. And then they both pretty much have the same butts and tails. Between the 2 of them, I can't choose which one I prefer more. They're both unique in their own way. I do really like the blue eyes and the ears on the Western Tsum Tsum, but I like the white makeup of the Japan Tsum more than the beige base of the Western Tsum. Now the next item is one that I have been most excited about out of all the Dumbo merchandise that came out in Japan, and it is this, the Unibear Dumbo Plush. The Unibearsity plush line is unique to Disney stores in Japan, and it is practically unheard of outside of Japan, but Unibearsity is the reason why I got into plushes in Japan in the first place. And basically what it's all about is the teddy bear version of Disney characters. And here we have the teddy bear version of Dumbo, which might seem a little strange at first because you're taking an elephant and making it into a bear. But this is the essence of the Unibearsity line. They make Disney characters into teddy bear plushes. There were 3 Unibear plushes that came out all at once: Timothy Mouse, Dumbo, and Clown Dumbo. Timothy Mouse's Unibear name is called Churro. The Unibear name of regular Dumbo is Popcorn. Clown Dumbo Unibear is called Popcorn Piero. Piero is the Japanese loanword from the same French word Piero, which means clown. Again, of the 3 that were released, I only got one of them because I felt that Timothy Mouse looked too much like the Unibears of Chip and Dale, especially Chip, and similarly the regular Dumbo Unibear plush looked a lot like Stitch's Unibear. So I passed those 2 over because I didn't think they looked unique enough to be their own characters. Which means, like the Tsum Tsum, I bought Clown Dumbo, and here he is. Here is Piero, and you can see that he has the same clown base makeup as his Tsum Tsum. He has white base makeup and he has gold eyebrows, and the outline of his eyebrows are actually embroidered on, so I thought that was a really nice touch. He has, maybe it's hard to see, but baby blue eyes around the rim. He has a pink nose and he has pink stitching lining his mouth. Gold ribbon here, but it's not attached to his neck. It's actually attached to his circus hat. And this is detachable, so you can just unbutton his ribbon here and you can snip off the threads here, which will take off his hat. But of course, I think he is much cuter with both on, so I like to leave it as it is. The ribbon and his circus hat are made of the same material. It seems like a satin kind of felt. And then we have this pink pom-pom up here, which is really a pink pom-pom. It is fluffy. It is not hard like the ones on the Tsum. His body is that familiar gray of the Dumbo character. And if you can see closely, there's actually a sort of patterned texture on the fur. It looks like rosettes. There are small swirls around his fur, and his paws have the same gold color as his ribbon and his circus hat. And as it is with all Unibear plushes, he has this emblem which depicts the Disney Unibearsity crest. This emblem is a trademark of all Unibear plush. That's how you know they are a part of the Unibearsity line. They all have this crest, just in different fashions depending on the series or the movie. DU stands for Disney Unibearsity, and on top of the crest you have this Disney Unibear poking out looking like a clown. And last but not least, you have the official tag of the Unibearsity line. On one side shows Disney Unibearsity, and on the other side it shows A+ Ludwig von Drake. Now you might be wondering, why does the tag say Ludwig von Drake and not Dumbo? Well, that tag is actually part of the origin story of how these Unibears got started, and I'll be doing a video of that which explains the origin, the story, and basically what is the whole deal with Unibearsity. If you want to know more information about the Unibearsity plush line, do keep a lookout for that link. In my opinion, the Unibearsity line is pretty much the best thing about the Disney stores in Japan, and I consider it to be one of the most unique Disney merch in Japan. They are definitely worth checking out. Here is the Unibear and the Tsum side by side. Let's just see how they look like when the Tsum Tsum was on top. Oh yes! I hope you enjoyed looking at my Dumbo Kawaii collection, and hopefully you have a better idea of how Japan makes their Disney characters kawaii. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I hope you have a magical day, and I'll see you in the next video.